Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Today we're going to be unboxing Wyrmspan, designed by Connie Vogelman and published by Stonemaier Games. This is the follow-up to Wingspan. It's a different designer but same publisher. It does look like despite being a drastically different theme, they have managed to maintain a similar aesthetic with the color palette and graphic design. The rulebook is nice and colorful, easy to read, and looks like it's relatively short. Yep, not too bad. They've also added a book of facts. So these don't look like mythical dragons. It looks like dragons they've made up their own lore. But again, it's just a little touch of color. It's all they really needed, and I think it works really well and looks nice. And there's actually quite a few different dragons. Hopefully it's like Wingspan and none of the cards actually repeat, which would be phenomenal if it is true. But there might be repeats since, you know, there's a lot of cards and it doesn't seem like there's enough here to be all the cards. Automa, I never played Automa for Wingspan. Probably won't ever play it for this one, but it's good for people that are interested in that. Okay, some trays. Sticking with the colorful eggs. These do look a little less like candy than the Wingspan one. Not sure if that was the intent or is it just to fit the theme. Next we have a few standard components, cubes, some sort of tracker, and meeples. That's an interesting addition. Wonder how the meeples are going to play in. So there's going to be actual people in this one. And now we're getting into the real core of the game, is the cards, which, well, in Wingspan, the art was phenomenal. Hopefully it's just as good here. Okay, so these looks like caves. I guess there's layers for the dragon. Not a whole lot of art there, but I'm guessing since they're homes for the dragon, they're going to be covered up by these dragon cards, which I really like the look of. There's not a lot going on, which is actually pretty good. It's, not cluttered, easy to read, and it looks pretty. I'm also seeing it does look like each piece of art is unique, so I'm guessing the facts book is more a selection of dragons of the different variety rather than necessarily all of them. Like Wingspan, I see there's a lot of information on here, a lot of the different sizes. You have, looks like, personality traits, so I'm guessing it's going to be like Wingspan, and the different cards will refer to different parts, different aspects of the dragon. So you might have a large dragon that can tuck small dragons, or something that scores points or allows you to lay eggs on shy dragons, or something along that lines. Now we're getting into the last batch of cards. Looks like there's a couple more dragons than the Automa card, so if you're playing this game solo. I hear Wingspan's Automa was pretty good, so I suspect this one will be good as well. And finally, we have some player aids. And that's it for the cards. We'll get into the other components. We got a score sheet, and it looks like it's going to be a point salad game where everything's going to score you points, just like Wingspan. And it looks like milk tokens is definitely a new thing. Must be, I guess dragons in this reality have mammalian characteristics. And these are nice shiny, silverish coins. I'm not sure exactly what these are intended to be. It looks, well, they're dragon wings, obviously, but what their intended use is, I'm not sure. Oh, this looks like an entirely new mechanic, the guilds. Looks like it's like bonus resources for progressing along this track. And then you got your round tracker with spots for the various scoring methods you can have. So again, very much like Wyrmspan there. Player board's also broken down into 3 environments, and it looks like you have the possible actions you can take on the left. And you got enough player boards for 5 people, so it looks like this is intended to play up to 5 out of the box. You don't need a 5-player expansion. Okay, so you have different guilds that can go on that guild track that looks like they give you different bonuses for making your way around the track. You have, of course, your scoring mechanisms and resources. One notable thing that is missing is the bird feeder and dice from Wyrmspan. So, looking at the player board earlier, it looks like, and also looking at the cards, it looks like a lot of your resources are going to be coming from the things you're doing rather than having to roll for them, or roll to see which ones you get when you gather resources. Overall, I can see a lot of consistency from Wyrmspan, a lot of things that carry it over just at a glance, and the things that appear to have been changed are a lot of the luck mechanisms, the rolling the dice and the bird feeder being gone, and it looks like it's a lot more on knowing what's coming up and managing that, or knowing what you can do and managing it. Overall, it does seem to lean slightly more into like experienced gamers, which makes sense since players that have been introduced to Wyrmspan have had time to actually become very literate at this point. Thank you again for watching. Please join us again on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other social medias. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.